The Springfield Armory Echelon, let's check it out. Today we're going to take a look at the Springfield Armory Echelon. This is a brand new handgun from Springfield Armory. For years they have offered the XD, XDM series polymer frame striker fire pistol. Now they're going to be going to the Echelon. This is a completely different design. I'm going to tell you, first off, this slide configuration is over the top. I am a huge fan of what they're doing. Chassis system, 17+1, and you get a 20+1 magazine as well. One of the things about the XD is that it's made by SH product in Croatia, and so is the Echelon. This is not an upgrade over the XD or the XDM. This is a totally different design. There are some features on the Echelon that I've never seen anywhere else. And so we're going to check out all the details. We're going to take it out to the range and put it through its paces. But I'm telling you guys, this is really changing the game for Springfield Armory. The Springfield Armory Echelon, and this is a polymer frame striker fire pistol. One of the big surprises for me is that this is actually made by the same company that makes the XD and XDM pistols that Springfield Armory imports. They also make the Hellcat and a number of other firearms. And this is actually from SH product out of Croatia. So this is honestly an upgrade pistol over the XD and XDM. So I'm not really sure if this is replacing the XD and XDM line. I know we've had some pretty new XDM pistols that have come out like in 10mm. So this may be an addition. But one of the things about the XD line is it has been extremely popular for a number of years and still continues to be very popular. But this has some state-of-the-art changes that really put this pistol in a whole different league. Now let's go ahead and make sure that the gun is unloaded. We're going to drop our 17+1 magazine, check the chamber, and it's empty. And you also get a 20 rounder with an extended base plate. And there's actually an extended base plate if you want to make your 17 round a 20 rounder. And one thing they've also changed is the stainless steel that they've typically used. This is a kind of a nitride finish that's made to be very wear resistant, scratch resistant, corrosion resistant. We do have our witness holes and of course the base plate itself. It has some little texturing right here to be able to pull this out if you have any kind of malfunctions. There's a little bit of a bevel around the magazine, but then there's also a bevel at the magazine. So it makes it really easy to load these mags in and out of the grip. The texturing is really excellent, and it's soft to the touch, and yet when you grab it and you hold on to it, it's really solid. I mean, you feel like you've got a solid grip on it. Now this is their adaptive grip texture. It goes all the way around the handgun. There's no spaces in between. And then right here at your thumb rest, and actually right here on the slide stop and an indexing pad. And then it's also mirrored on the other side. One of the things about the takedown lever is that when I'm got that two-handed high grip, it gives me a natural gas pedal to be able to maintain a solid grip on it and to reduce recoil. You have a 4-slot Picatinny rail, a very ample trigger guard to allow for gloved hands. There's also texturing at the front of the trigger guard and underneath at this double undercut. So we have a high undercut here and then you have that double undercut. The grip is definitely thinner and more in line. One of the things about the XD is that it had more of a hump, and so you have more of an aggressive area right here. With this is going to give you a little bit better or more natural point of aim. But there are also different size grip modules and there are backstrap options. So you can replace your back straps, or you can go ahead and get a smaller or larger grip to be able to suit your hand size. And that's something I've never seen. So this really gives you the advantage to be able just to install a whole other grip. If you have smaller hands, this is going to be a great option. If you have just standard hands, or if you have large hands, it's going to give you 3 different options. Now obviously they couldn't do that if it wasn't for the chassis system that's inside, and there is a stainless steel chassis. We'll look at that when we break it down, but that really makes this extremely modular, and we've seen a number of different handgun companies that are bringing in those modular handgun systems. This is optics ready, and you mount it directly to the slide, which I love. There's no adapter plates needed. And it is adaptive. It will fit up to 30 different red dot sights. So about any sight that you have, you're going to be able to attach it directly to the slide. And there's a pin system where you can move them around, and we'll look at that. Now, Springfield sent the Trijicon RMR with this handgun. It was already mounted. And so we really appreciate, definitely appreciate the Trijicon RMR. These are built like tanks. And I'll tell you what, guys, there's a lot of red dot sights out there, and the Holosun is one. It's an excellent red dot. But one of the things I love about the Trijicon is that it is so sturdy. And these are used by US SOCOM and other Special Forces units. And the way that this housing is made, it resists any kind of impacts to crack your lens. It's really solid protection and very easy to manipulate. And this particular one is a Type 2, and it's a 3.25 MOA. Big fan of the Trijicon RMR sights. But speaking of sights, we have a half circle at the back, and then we have a tritium bead at the front. And this 1/3 co-witnesses with your sight, because you're setting it so low. So you don't have to have suppressor height sights to be able to co-witness with your red dot. But you can get suppressor height sights to go with it, and especially if you're running a suppressor. Now the slide itself is very unique. First off, you have these cocking ears at the back, which we've seen that, but not this aggressive. And so it makes it really easy to be able to grab that slide. But you have deep serrations into the slide. And these do not stick out. We're seeing a lot of that where the serrations are actually making the slide kind of beefy. But this kind of brings it into the slide, and it makes it just closer fit. So to me, this is going to be less snag. Also, they have what they call the trench, and it's right here. This is great for press checks. Just allows you to be able to check it. And this trench right here is excellent. And then you've got these deep serrations here. So they're compartmentalized into the slide. Really makes that come back really easy. Matte nitride finish on it, which gives it a different look. It's not shiny at all. It's going to hold up well to wear and corrosion. The barrel is 4.5 inches in length. It is a cold hammer forged barrel. And guys, that gives you extended life in your rifling and the barrel itself. Now with the XD and XDM, you have a fairly high bore axis. It's one of the things that they've been known for. And so does the SIG P226. You know, it's just according to what you're used to. For me personally, I like the lower bore axis. It gets that slide down closer to the hand. Here you can see it's a considerable difference. And so the slide mass as it's coming back is going to be more actuated. I mean, you're going to feel it more. It's going to be a little more exaggerated. In fact, here we have a Glock Model 47. You can see that it's really maybe even a little lower than the Glock, which is pretty impressive. And I'm a huge Glock fan. I love it because of that low bore axis. But I think that the Echelon is coming in at least as low, if not maybe a touch lower. And to give you a size comparison, it's pretty much the same silhouette as far as size. Now there are some safety features added to the handgun, and not only your trigger safety. There is a second sear design that actually makes this very safe in case it drops. So you don't have to worry about this being drop safe. One thing I like too is the slide stop. It is just a flat bar, but it gives you a platform to be able to drop your slide. So when you have it in the fully rear position, just bring it down and it's a little more positive than a lot of the slide locks I've seen. A lot of times with the slide stops, they have it folded over and it's rounded off. This is a definite shelf, and so it gives you that positive feel to it, and it is on the other side. And with the magazine release, it kind of is guarded as it comes down, but it's really easy to get to, and it jettisons the mags out. And it is ambidextrous. So if I want to, I can actually use my index finger on my shooting hand to be able to drop those mags out. They will be offering a 5.28 inch threaded barrel so you can run suppressors on it. You have your serial number coming through the chassis system. It's also matched on the barrel and on the slide. Then right here on the frame, SH product, made in Croatia. Now it is a flat face trigger design. You do have your blade safety, and of course if you don't have a full pad on the trigger itself, it's not going to release the firing pin. So let's take a look at the trigger action. So we have a little bit of take up. I mean, it is really short. You hit a definite wall and a nice break. It's not like incredibly crisp, but it is a really nice trigger. Reset, very fast reset. Check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge and Brownells. 5 pounds, 0.1. 4 pounds, 14.7 ounces. We appreciate Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA, one of the biggest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And also we appreciate our Lula loaders, the Mag Lula. These are excellent. Keep your mags loaded fast and save your thumbs. And we got the red, white, and blue. The Echelon is really the pinnacle of the XD, XDM series, but yet it's a totally different handgun. The modular system in here, I mean, makes it so easy to be able to just change out a lot of things. But the grip, I mean, it's so soft, but you know, once you clamp down on it, you can feel that texturing biting in. The slide serrations, that little trench at the front, at the back, I mean, this is made to be able to manipulate this slide in the worst conditions possible. And then the deep slide cuts. Of course, we've got the Surefire X300 Ultra on here, Trijicon RMR, 20 round mag. I mean, this is really just a battle pistol. I mean, it is ready for, you know, whatever life throws at you. The sights are co-witnessing. There's just so many things about this, honestly, that just really surprised me because, you know, that XD series has been around so long. And when they came out with this, it was like, it's not an upgrade to the XD. It's really just a totally different handgun. Excellent trigger. The trigger is, I mean, it's short take up. It's very close reset. Nice, definite trigger pull, trigger break. I like the controls on the side because it does give you a little bit of texturing to grip, and those sights co-witness with that red dot. And with this 20 round magazine, you know, you load on Monday and shoot till Sunday. And then you can adapt that 17 round magazine to the same thing. With the light. I mean, this is a package. Now, because this is a brand new gun, again, Springfield not only sent the handgun, they also sent the RMR, and they sent a Surefire X300 Ultra, which this is a 1000 lumen light. This has the locking system on it. I have a couple of these, but they have the standard paddles. This, you lock into place, and then it is solid. In fact, you have to pull the tabs back and the bar out, and it really takes a little bit of strength to get this off. So it's on there solid. Safariland makes phenomenal holsters. But they also sent one of their 6000 series holsters. And this is a level 3 retention holster. You can get it in level 1. It does have belt loops here, and then you have a removable system where you can take this and just bring it off. And I'm sure there's a number of different adapters. But this is definitely something that's not necessarily your concealed carry option, but for tactical classes, for CERT teams, for SWAT teams, and it comes in a number of different colors. And I'll tell you what, guys, we were testing this out at the range, and this is a great system. Now, it's large, but it has to be large to fit all the different accoutrements of this handgun. But right here's your lever, and as you just pull it out, it comes right out. And I'm sure Springfield Armory just really wanted for me to show you all these different things with this pistol, because this does come as a fighting pistol. When it comes to disassembly, drop your magazine, check to make sure the gun is unloaded. Go ahead and bring your gun back into slide lock, and now we're going to drop this lever. And the takedown lever comes all the way down, and then we release our slide, and it comes right off. There's no pull of the trigger. Here we have our recoil spring and guide rod. It is a flat recoil spring, but it is a polymer guide rod. Pull out our barrel, and again, cold hammer forged barrel. Slide's very well done, which is typical for Springfield Armory or SH product for that matter. Very nice polish. You have your striker safety right here. Definitely different than a lot of your striker fire polymer frame pistols in this area, and yet you know, you have a lot of the same features. Now, the one thing about this is the whole piece comes out, and so we just push our takedown lever, and we can just pull it out. And you got to find that right spot. It's almost like a puzzle. Next, you want to lift up on your slide stops right here, and we're going to pull the trigger to disengage our striker assembly back here. When we bring this up, and you'll notice there's a little notch that's holding in your plate. And so we're going to want to try to lift it up and just push it forward. Once you get it up, the back will come out to the rear. Hope I got that on camera because it is a little difficult. Now you have your chassis system. It is all blacked out. This is your firearm, and it is serialized. Again, this is just a grip shell. Now with these two tabs in the frame, and you have two tabs here at the front of your chassis. So your trigger guard will go down into your trigger, and you want to go ahead and find those tabs and then just place it down into it, just like that. Now you want to take your trigger and you want to depress it just to take pressure off your striker. Put it back in, and it snaps in just like that. And so now we're back in business. Next, we're going to put back in our takedown lever, and you'll notice that little angle right there, and that's going to get past this little lever that's on the inside. So it takes a little bit of finagling to get it kind of move, and you just want to get it pushed until you can get it through, just like that. Once we get it in, again, it just takes a little bit of back and forth to get it into the other side. Just like that. And so now we have it into place. Now notice this little lever that's coming up and down. That is for your ambidextrous safety. And there is a small pin that you remove, and if you remove this safety will come out. So I would not recommend doing that. I did it and I had to fit it back in, and it's a little tricky, but you can do it. But this just allows for that magazine release to function. So now we're going to reinstall our barrel, our recoil spring and guide rod. One thing you'll notice, it does go into this sleeve right here. And then we'll bring it back over our frame, making sure our slide stop is in the down position. Put it in slide lock, bring your lever up, and we're back in business. And function check, and it's good to go. Now, since the red dot's already attached, we're going to remove it because I want to show you how this system works. So here there are multiple holes. You have different pins. You do the insert for whatever fits your optic. And that's the reason why that you can put up to 30 different optics on this handgun. Now this one came with the RMR pins already installed, but here we have the Delta Point Pro and EFX sights, and then we have the Shield RMS type sights. And so you've got these different pins, and of course there's full instructions. But that gives you a lot of versatility with this mounting system. And here it is with the optic removed. And of course you can see the plate, it is all metal and it aligns with the serrations on the rear of the slide. And it does include the 2 screws to set these in. So again guys, I mean this really is a very modular handgun. Now the manufacturer suggested retail is $679 MSRP. And of course it'll be less wherever you get it from. As far as pros and cons, 17 rounds, 20 round magazine. Complete modular system with the chassis inside. Different grips available that are different sizes. That's a big plus. I love the slide. The cocking gears in the back, the trench in the front, the deep serrations. Of course, just optics ready, being able to mount an optic directly to the slide and up to 30 variations. I mean, that is impressive. Sights are some of the best. I love the U-notch with that tritium bead in the front. You can get tritium sights that are just the 3-dot. Those are available. I love the texturing. And right here with this slide stop, it gives you a little bit of a gas pedal, and then you have texturing all throughout. That's again, soft to the touch, and yet once you lock that in, it's just a really great feel to it. Trigger is exceptional. Guys, there's just a lot of cool things about this, and it's just great to see Springfield Armory bringing these to market. Of course, again, made in Croatia by SH Product, who is the parent company to the XD and XDM, Hellcat, all the different XD line. And this company's been in business for a long time. To me, without the grip safety, the high bore axis, this is going to be just a totally different experience. And honestly, just a totally different gun. So hopefully we'll be seeing more in this line. Guys, honestly, we do live in the golden age of firearms. Well guys, the Springfield Armory Echelon, I really feel like it's a game changer for Springfield Armory. The XD and the XDM has a huge following, but I think that what they've done with the Echelon far surpasses it. Super modular handgun. The slide configuration is over the top. Up to 30 different red dots will go on this slide, and a lot of the other features. And then of course with the grip shells, that's completely different with different sizes. So you can go to that small or you can go to the large, and it gives you just a lot more options. And a big thank you to Springfield Armory for sending the Echelon, and also to Trigicon for the RMR, Surefire for the X300 Ultra, and Safariland with their 6000 series holster. I mean, this was a total package. And guys, my next training class will be with the Echelon. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. Red dot sights. The grip is super ergonomic. The grip is super ergonomic. I mean, I was resting it on the takedown. I said slide stop. Today we're going to take a look at the new Springfield Armory Echelon. This is not even the Echelon. This is the XD, and I'm going, let's check it out. We've checked this out. With all the features that this has, and of course the way we've decked it out. This is a full-on, let's talk